Oh, shit. So I have the feeling that everyone today is building applications with AI, but I also have the feeling that most people don't actually know how to do it. I think most people, normal people, not technical people, will see these posts everywhere, like someone did an app in a weekend and then try to do it and fail. I'm thinking about doing this kind of series, 9 series of how to actually do it, from the idea to the final product, dedicated exclusively to people that have no idea how to code, like me. But before doing that video, I wanted to talk about the top tools that you can find out there. And why this is important, because if you choose the wrong one, and then you have this idea, you want to make it real, and then you choose the wrong tool, it will feel like crap. You will feel defeated, you will feel that you hit a roadblock, and you feel that all those things that are not possible. And I can tell you it is possible. It is possible for non-technical people to jump and do it in a weekend, transform an idea you have in your mind into an actual app. Let's start with web application, which is easy. And then you can do mobile apps. So anyone, your grandmother can do it. Anyone can do it. There is a specific process that I did, that it was good for me, that it reduces the frustration that most people might encounter with those tools. So today I want to talk about these few tools and which one is actually good, depending on how much you know. So I'm going to start with the ones that are more advanced, high level, and then I start with the ones that most of the people, 99% of the people that are not technical, should be using. Okay, let's start with the most famous one that everyone might be talking about. Let's talk about Cursor. Cursor? I know. I'm a Spanish speaking, so I will say Cursor, which is how I like it to sound. This is an IDE. It's a complex coding tool. I would highly recommend this tool for someone that understands coding, that has experience, that want to, deep dive into the code, that is a completely different interface. I think it's more advanced. Okay, so if you're beginning, stay away from that until you know. The second one, I will be GitHub Copilot. GitHub, again, very advanced. I would highly recommend to use it. I used it a few times, but it's not for beginners. So that's a complex one. The next one, very famous, Windsurf. Again, very complex IDE. This is for someone understand code. It doesn't have a friendly interface, not something that you can easily talk to, and it will get you results. So stay away from those. So Cursor, GitHub Copilot, Windsurf, out of the question if you're not an expert. I would say not an expert. You know what I'm talking about. The next would be like the middle ground. I would say also stay away from those if you're a beginning. This V0, I think that's the name, and Replit. When I say Replit, I started using it when it came out, and it became really frustrating. So I will stay away from Replit. And I will stay away from Vercel's coding assistant, if you will. It's quite frustrating as well if you don't know what you're doing. So if you're someone that try to transform an idea into something that you can a product, stay away from those. We take us to the good parts. There are, I would say, right now 3 to me tools that I try that I think a normal person can sit and enjoy and have a good experience creating something. Of course, I'm going to do this series of videos so that process becomes less frustrating than because it can be frustrating. It was frustrating for me at the beginning. Since I started using this in May, I think I did around, I commented this on my last video, around 15 now applications. I'm building one that is massive. My dog is designed to play with some toy. Probably I spent close to 10,000 credits, AI credits on those. And I have some experience. I also was part of this Lovable cohort number 1, season 1. So it was a great experience. Going back, so there are 3. There is Lovable, my favorite one, the one I'm going to do basically everything about, Bolt.new, and Figma Make. Figma Make, I think is, when you see these recipes that are great on TikTok, you go and do it. It's looking great. The pie you saw on a video is looking great. And then you take it out of the oven 15 minutes earlier. And it takes like, oh, this is not well done. That's how it feels to Figma Make. However, Figma Make will, if you run, Figma Make is a new app that Figma, it's not an app. It's a new AI coder, or I don't know, vibe coding tool. I know what to make it. So basically type in what you want and Figma will spit it out. It's great in design. So when you get the final product, it's going to feel good. It's going to feel kind of polished, better than Lovable, better than Bolt.new. But everything else is a disaster. The backend is a disaster. The implementation, debugging is half cooked. It's good if you want to run an idea just to validate something. Oh, I want to do this, and just draw the idea, write it down, and it will create something that is eatable. Bolt.new, I like it. Is not great at design as Figma. I tried it. I did it a few things with it. I don't find this right click. I think the tool is good, but it's not at the level that probably Lovable would be. So Bolt.new, great price, fine. I wouldn't recommend it to start with. What I would recommend to start with is Lovable. And the reason why I say Lovable is the great tool to start with is because my learning curve with Lovable was very nice. It's not as you see in the let's get this straight, because I'm gonna do this series of videos about how to build your app, your idea. It's not that you can type in "give me a Tinder for dogs" and it will work. So if you go to Lovable or any tool and you go by "build me a Tinder for dogs," it will do horribly wrong. You will be frustrated. You will be trying to find debugs or things that the idea before you even touch one of those tools. If you don't know what you're doing, you need to watch my future videos. I'm not kidding. I'm going to do this series kind of sequence that I would recommend to non-technical people that want to create something. You have an idea in your mind, say, oh, I have this idea for this app. I will have like 9 steps to go through that. It will reduce the friction with these tools. If you go and type, "give me the Tinder for dogs," it will give you something. You will say, now what? Now what I do? It's a shell. How I do this? Well, what if I do this? What if I do the other? So it will not be recommended. That's the video about. Like, what are the tools that people have at their disposal? There are many out there. Price-wise, it's extremely cheap. If someone wants to create an idea, just to give you a comparison, and I work with startup for a while. If you want to create an MVP, if 1 year ago you wanted to create an MVP, good one, it will cost you around, depending how good it is, it will cost you around 20,000 euros or dollars to get something good. Today, you can do it with a subscription and a lot of patience and free time on a weekend. So instead of watching a movie, instead of watching Netflix, you sit your butt down in a chair and just start talking to an AI and having a conversation about what the things you want to build. So I wanted to do this video because I was looking today on how to do this series of other videos that I want to do. And I realized there are a lot of tools out there, and people talk a lot about those tools. But the reality is there is only a few that are good for us, the regular folk. The person that it works, I know, regular job, you want to quit your 9 to 6 and there is no magic bullet. You need to sit and do it. But the difference now, you can actually do it. You don't need to go and pay someone to do it for you. You pay a subscription, you buy credits, and you can talk to AI. And AI with patience, a lot of patient trial and error. After a few weeks, you have a great product. If it's a small product, it will take you a weekend. And if you want to polish it after, if it works, if you release your product to the market and it works, then you bring people that can polish that can go into the code, that can build it, that can scale it, fix all the, what is the name they use? Technical depth. If someone watching this is not familiar with Lovable, I'm going to film a short series of, I think, 9 videos divided into stages, depending on how advanced people might be. You can watch it. And then that's the blueprint that I use to create micro apps, micro SaaS, micro businesses with AI within a weekend. Sometimes I do it overnight. So if you have this kind of model, you can do it overnight. So if you watch those videos, by the end of each one of them, you have some knowledge. I will leave my Lovable link below. If you want to sign up to Lovable, they will give me free credits, no cost to use. So if you want to use it, appreciate it. And that's it. My next videos are going to be exclusively about how a normal person, a non-technical person, solo founder, solo entrepreneur, someone that has no idea of code, absolutely no idea of code, can create an application, starting for web applications. And then the easy part, once you have the web application, doing the mobile application is the easy part. So the next video will be coming, I think, in a week or something like that. I know. Anyway, that's it.